Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afikah and I am fourth year landscape architecture student from IIUM. And today I'll be interviewing also an IIUM alumni from also landscape architecture department. So let's welcome her. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah.
So before we start, can you please introduce yourself? What's your name? What's your company, your employee, and then what's your position in the company? Also, please tell about your academic background.
Okay, hi, my name is Syafiqah Musbah Rejungsa. I'm currently working in Pentagon Landscape Sdn Bhd, located in Kampung Atap, Kuala Lumpur. I've been working here for 4 years as a landscape architect. Previously started as junior landscape architect, of course. My position here, as I mentioned, as architect, and I'm also a mentor for every intern student here. Mentor cum supervisor. My academic background is I have a degree bachelor in landscape architect from IIUM. So that's about it, the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I graduated in 2018.
2018. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's a very brief introduction. Okay, so my first question, what drives your interest or your passions to pursue in the field of landscape architecture during your time in IIUM?
Okay, during my time in IIUM, all right. Okay, I start with how I start off as a landscape architecture student. So basically, it has been my ambition to be an architect. Since I was 14, I want to be an architect because because I grew up to be in a family that loves to draw. Like my father is a cartoonist. But none of us managed to get to be an architect. So what I mean is my dad's ambition is to be an architect, but he didn't get it. So my brother's ambition also, most of them are to be an architect, but nobody get to be one. So I think it's my job as a youngest to pursue it, and I love drawing also. Then I put AED, architecture in built environment, AVE, as my first choice in UPU, and Alhamdulillah, I managed to secure a position, secure an enrollment into CFS IIM. Then how I turned from architect to landscape, because after learning 1 year in foundation, I realized that I've always been a nature person. I love trees. My mom I always help my mom gardening, things like that. So that's the first time I knew about landscape architect. I never knew about landscape architect before. Then I think I love it more. I love the subject more rather than architecture subject. So that's how it started. Then how do I get the passion continue from time to time? Is I've always been not overachiever, but I always been an achiever person. I always enjoy myself to achieve the target that I put on me. Like when I say I want to graduate as an architect, so that's what pushed me through the 4 years of degree.
It's a very good passion. So you took art in school? Did you took art in school?
No, I didn't took art, but I took technical subject, lukisan kejuruteraan and kejuruteraan mechanical, I think, yeah.
All right. See. So we move to work experiences. So you being as landscape architect for about 4 years by now, right? So I'm sure that you have had many experiences. Maybe can you share about some of your memorable work experiences maybe?
Okay, memorable work experiences. I tell you, there are many that are good and bad, but both I cherish. But if I may tell you, the most memorable one will be when I am assigned to go to Vietnam to present to the client there. Because here, my position here also, I'm part in concept team. which I do a lot of concept work and presenting to clients. So my director chose me to go with another director to go to Vietnam to present to the client. It's a very bittersweet memory because Vietnamese people have a very limitation in English in their English communication. So it's a tough challenge because we used to have our presentation, the design that's we put the design that speak. I mean is the presentation speaks the design. Okay, but of course during presentation we have to explain. But then for Vietnamese client, the explanation sometimes doesn't go through. So we really put extra effort in our presentation. Like we put a lot of images, we put a lot of design elements to tell them exactly what we're trying to achieve. And from that on, I've been called like Vietnamese girl in this company because most of the time, even other colleague doesn't get what the client wants. But sometimes I manage to understand because being there itself, talk to them in person, help me to understand them better via Zoom and via email. Yeah. So yeah, I also another point that makes the experiment memorable is my client there bring me through Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, to look through their authority work, landscape work, how they properly plan their entire city and how their 20 years old angsana tree can grow very big without damaging the pavement, things like that, that when I come back to Malaysia, makes me look through our planning here, and it taught me to pay attention to every small detail. So yeah, that's one of the memorable experience.
It's very good experience lah. So it does help you to become grow better as landscape architect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So next question is current projects. So are you involved in any current projects? So if yes, maybe can you share some of non-confidential images or drawings maybe?
Yes, I can. I'm involved in few projects, but such as TRX City Park, TRX 1A, 118, Infra upgrading. Tuai Barat started in 2018. That's the first project, amongst the first project that I get involved when I first joined in. Then after Tuai Barat started to construct in last year, then they kick off another parcel, Tuai Timur, the one next to it. So Tuai Timur started on May last year, the concept. So I will be presenting you the Tuai Timur because Tuai Timur presentation is much more up to date lah, because the Tuai Barat one is 2018. The quality is quite outdated already. Okay. From my experience, of course, every project when we start off, we have a timeline. We call it work program that we will have to follow, like concept for how many months, how many weeks, and then after concept we have drawing, 3D drawing to prepare. But what happened is all this thing, even from the concept, you have to have a correspondence between you, architect, engineer from a day one. You cannot like on the construction level only you want to correspond. It will not work like that way. So from the concept itself, when you're presenting landscape, of course, architecture and engineer have to give their input. Like if we put a bench there, they say, oh, but we propose a manhole. Manhole is the sanitary hole. Or drainage, we put the drainage there. So you have to amend your concept. You have to amend your design to put it elsewhere. Then you have to present again. Same goes to the engineer or architect. When architect propose like this, of course, sometimes engineer will say, oh, I don't think that, for example, architect do this, I just put an example, like architect propose this type of gradient for the roof. Then of course the engineer will say, I don't think that angle is good for the water catch off later, things like that. So of course, and the client also usually the work program that they put, of course they put it in tight schedule. But usually the client themselves are already aiming that, okay, maybe we're gonna have to drag the next 6 months or the next 1 year. Yeah. And what happened is usually construction, of course, construction will take longer. There are always problem with like, okay, our contractor already following the schedule. They have this kind of progress during week 3. For example, week 3 you have to have 20% progress. But what happened is when landscape architect go to the site, we look at the quality of the thing that they do is very bad. Like for example, they do the paver already. Okay, this week we finished to the paver. That when we check, the quality is very bad. It doesn't comply to what we have quoted. So we ask them to hack them all, open it back, do again. So that's another 2 weeks to add on. Okay. That's how that's what makes the project. I will share you about City Alam Tuan Timur landscape presentation. Sorry, my bad. Just now I said it started on May. It's actually started on. Sorry, this is that. Oh yeah. It's right. May 2021 is the first revision. This is another revision, and taking account of COVID, that's why our pace is kind of slow. All right, so this is the concept of Tuai Timur. The project itself is called Tuai. So we do a concept of planting seeds of today so future generations can enjoy the shade of tomorrow. Okay, but then this quote, we alter it to be planting seeds of yesterday so today generation can enjoy the shade of tomorrow. What does it mean is we want to plan it because we have Tuai Barat before, right? The another project that we started off in 2018. So that is the plant seeds of yesterday. So today generation is Tuai Timur. So we want this two project to sustain for a long time until the future. So it's the shade of tomorrow. This is the project that we've done, Tuai Barat, the one that started in 2018 that are in construction stage now. Then we have another Touch SAC, which is already which is now in drawing stage, design development. Then now we have 20 more on concept stage. So that's why I'm quite tied up with this client because we have 3 projects that are running at the same time with them. So the concept from the quote just now, we have future because just now we have the shade of tomorrow. So we conclude as future. F is for all, U universal design, T touch, U useful, R restorative, and E enchanting. Okay. So what is for all? Okay, for all is we want our design can cater for all ages and for all needs, from young, from kids to the elderly, and from people with disability to people that are non-disabled. Okay, then universal design again for people of all needs. And the touch, design that encourage people to touch and connect with the nature. Useful, we want our design to be integrated, to be interactive, that it can be useful to the community. And restorative, we want a design that can encourage the people to restore back their health, to restore back their well-being to the healthy lifestyle. And also enchanted, public space with shady of green and straightforward hardscape that give a feeling of entering a enchanted garden. Okay, that's how the concept works. So this is our design. Basically, it's separated into 2 areas. First, we have the entrance and the sales gallery here. And then we have the condo podium. Okay, so in concept, usually we do overall. Any project, usually we will do overall concept. But then after entering the tender stage, like now, I'm working on the tender stage for this area only. The sales gallery and the entrance only. This one will come out later. Okay. So here, the entrance and sales gallery is what we are working on tender right now. So during the concept, we propose them on how we want to do the area based on client brief. So like in the client brief, the client says they want a landscape that can cater the visitors for the sales gallery. Okay, the sales gallery later on will change to clubhouse. So they have a badminton court inside. They have I think, badminton court and futsal court somewhere around here. So they want a landscape that can cater for them. So what we do is we have a spillover area and a landscape area where people can sit back and relax. Of course, after you have a workout activity inside, you want to take a breather outside to have fresh air, to sit, to cool down. So we have an open space where they can cool down, gather, socialize before they disperse to their home. And then attached to next to it also, we have a more social activity area which catered for the kids and family, where we have a splash pad and also open lawn, because you know how kids always love to run around, right? Around and have them rolling on the grass and rolling on the water. Yeah, so that's our intention. So it's a design that cater for all. Maybe here will be better for the adult because they have seating and the seating that facing to each other. And here we have a more family friendly area. Then above here also we have a stroll garden. We have a taman, we call it Taman Tuai. Okay, so people can walk around strolling. We purposely make the design to be Mandarin instead of here we have a very edgy and square design, but here we have a Mandarin walkway, so people can walk. From that purpose, people can walk in leisure, feeling very free and open. And then we have a mound that we propose here and there to give them a feeling of enchanted garden, so they feel like they are secure in a forest kind of like area. And then at the back of the clubhouse, we have a community garden where the community can plant their herbs, their edible garden over here. And here also we have a waiting area. So purposely putting two sets of bench in L shape. Why we propose L shape? Because we want people to sit and facing each other. We want to encourage people to connect with the nature and with themselves. So every sitting that we propose usually in L shape. Here is also L shape, or here we have a curve moonlight, half moonlight shape, so people can face each other. Okay, and this pattern, special pattern of entrance that you see, we call it Burberry design. It's like a Burberry brand, you know, the bag. Yeah, this one is inspired from the architect punya facade. Architect facade have this square box thing, so we applied it on our road entrance, so it will be the same language with the architecture. Okay, so this is this is architecture facade. So this one we took it and we applied it on our road, so it will be the same language. This is the mood board. This is how we get the client to understand what we're trying to do. So the entrance, we have a series of copia with the applied lighting. So that's how we want to give the mood. So this is more thorough explanation, like we zoom in and we have a key plan here. We tell the client, okay, from here is how the space connect with each other. Then after we show the plan, we show the perspective to give better idea. So this is the waiting area with L bench. Okay. And this is the spillover from the clubhouse. So and we purposely put checkered lawn because, like I said, we want an interactive design, right? So kids can also play with the checker. You know, when we were small, we played the ten lah, we played the right. We played galak panjang. So we have a set of 3 here and a checkered lawn. So kids can play galak panjang. And mind you, because the site name is Tuai Timur, sounds very Malay, very old school, right? So that's why we try to propose play area that can recall back the childhood memory of the adult. All right. So even the open shrub between the tree also is purposely proposed so that the kids can play hide and seek or gala panjang at the tree to connect them with the nature. Okay, this is the splash pad. And because we want the design to be for all, we propose splash pad instead of water play, because water play, you're gonna have a wall to segregate the water, right? Then it will not be accessible to the people with wheelchair. That's why we propose splash pad, so there will be no difference in level. Yeah. So people with wheelchair can just go inside and also can play with the water. Yeah. And at the lawn over here, if you can notice, we have extension of concrete there. That's also for people with wheelchair and for elderly with the crane, tongkat, with the tongkat, to walk through, because if on the lawn, it will be not stable for them, right? So if you have a extension of concrete here, they can just go there and enjoy the lawn. So at night, our splash pad will be integrated with the lighting to give a better, interesting and integrated activity. Okay, so this is our intention, so that elderly people with tongkat can walk through. Okay, and we have a feature tree on the lawn to give a special effect. And this is all the planting type. And then we focus on the Taman Timur, what we have here. Okay, basically I covered it during the master plan just now. This is all just for to zoom in and show exactly where the perspective is located. So this Mandarin look of walkway give the users a feeling of freedom into the enchanted garden. And when we have a Mandarin type of shrubs and tree here, it makes the area looks more dense. Imagine if you have a tree line up, it will look like a two line of tree only. But with the Mandarin design, you put tree one here, one at the back. It gives a look as if it's forest, very dense, but actually it's not that dense. The tree is not that much. Yeah, it's just like an optical illusion things. And then we also propose a rumah pokok here, tree house. So that we want to introduce kids with playing pondok-pondok, playing kawin-kawin, like we said, childhood memory thing, right? Okay. Our mood image, our inspiration. Then our community garden. And even our community garden, we give a space that are enough for the people with wheelchair to walk through. And even the height, we make the height exactly at 500. So people with wheelchair can just easily pluck or plant trees instead of plant beds that are lower to the ground. Yeah, so we make it raised. Now see, if we raise that day, imagine you sitting on the wheelchair, it's easy for you. Then we entering the facility pool area by the condo. This is the condo over here. So this is more like a more fun and fun and active activity for the condo community. So we have an entrance from the condo here, number 1, where we have a canopy that also inspired from the architect facade. Then entering here, around here we have a walkway, jogging track. If you can see with the red line, also that one is extension from the pattern. Then number 4 here, we have a special Burberry arch. Okay, we call it Burberry arch. So this Burberry arch, we have 2 sets. One is by the pool here, another one is at the other side. So it works like a frame the view of the pool, which I will show you in perspective later. And the pool is separated into 2, the lap pool, 25-meter lap pool, and number 5 is wading pool. And we put a bridge in the middle to give security to the wading pool. And also to give experience of, this is infinity pool, so the water that coming down by the bridge will give the experience like you walking beside waterfall at number 6 here. Okay. Then we have a deck, a pool deck and the lounge, number 8, at the 2 sides of the pool, with some planting to soften the pool And we choose the planting type that will not shed too much leaf. Okay, because we don't want the leaf problem that go into the pool, right? Then that's the active activity. While at the side of the walkway here, number 3, we have a seating in the C shape. Again, C shape to allow people to sit and look at each other. Okay. So this is more quiet place lah. If you want more loud and active space is over here. And the silent space, if you want to read a book or anything, you can go behind at the side of the walkway here. Then around this area is a more family area. We have 13, the BBQ and picnic area under the canopy. And then 14, we have a spillover where we have a tree with beanbag underneath. So if you don't want to sit on the table to eat, you can sit on the beanbag, watching your kids play. So the kids will play at number 15. And at the end, it's number 16. We make it open lawn. So maybe after the kids play, they want to run about on the lawn. With 17, the feature tree to give a highlight towards the lawn. Okay. So basically that's it. Oh, sorry, that's the old design. Now we have a new design.
Okay.
Basically, the pool area is the same. But for the playground, we changed the location of the lawn to here, and the playground is over here. Because why? The client said it's better to have an open space beside the picnic area so people can just like bentang the tikar, picnic. You know, I have a family day over here. And then at the same time, the kids playground over here is much more secure when they sit next to the fence. So the kids only have one way to go. Instead of here, they can run over there, they can run over here, can run over everywhere. So it's not very secure. By this, we have a more secure playground. So the parents can watch them only from this side. Okay. So this is the Burberry arch that I showed just now. So when we stand at number 4 here, you see the plan. Oh, sorry, the demarcation is quite run off. So when we have the Burberry arch looking through the pool. So it's kind of like an Instagrammable spot, and we have the 2 concrete bench coming out of the Burberry. One is for people to sit. You know, when they jog around, they got tired, they can sit. Also for the kids, so they can climb over it and see the view as well. Sebab ni 1 meter, quite high. So this is for the kids to step and watch also.
What's the material?
This one is we use concrete with Burberry tile. It's a concrete column. Yeah, we covered with tile. At first, we want to use steel, but then because it's located so near to the water, afraid that the steel will get corroded. Yeah, because our pool is using salt water, not the chlorinated water. Yeah. So that's why we, instead of using mild steel, so instead of using mild steel, we're using a concrete column. Then this is one of the view at the end, looking through the yoga. Oh, sorry, we have a yoga deck at the back with the tree penetrating through the deck. So this one, okay, this one, see, this is how correspondence works. We put a view and we put a note. So the architecture will get what will know that we need some information for them. Okay, okay, this is from the end of the pool, looking at the Burberry arch. But now the design during the drawing stage, now we're already on drawing stage, the architect will extend our Burberry arch to the top so that it will be a more better language. For now, nampak macam messy sikit kan. Now after correspond, they will extend it more. Okay, this sitting area next to the pool. We purposely have our pool raised and the launch and the pool deck lower because safety issue. We don't want kids to run and just straight up jump to the pool. That's why we make it higher. The view, and this is shower area. Even the shower, we try to use material that will be in the same language. So this we use the same language as the pattern we have at the entrance. So this is the wedding pool. Even the wedding pool, the kids have to climb on the stairs. See, the kids is climbing on the stairs to jump in. We want to have only one access to the wedding pool instead of they can come in anywhere for safety issue. Okay, yoga deck. Picnic area looking through the lawn and the playground. Okay. All right, that's about it. Yep, that's about it.
All right. So that's a very brief project that you explaining just now. So thank you for sharing.
All right.
Okay, so we move to the next question. So now you are a landscape architect. Why did you choose this profession as your current career?
Okay, first, because as I mentioned earlier, it has been my dream to be an architect, landscape architect. And after 4 years studying bittersweet journey of getting the degree, I feel it's such a waste for me to stop now. Like I spent a lot, to be frank, I spent a lot of my parents' money. Even I have a study loan, and then I know that I'm good in doing it. I think everyone is good in doing it. So why need to stop now? But of course, to tell you the truth, now we are facing a lot of burnout. With COVID, Zoom meeting, and working with an endless hours. Of course, we're facing burnout, but I still choose this profession because, like I said, it's been my dream, and I try to keep my passion. I call it passion renewal. You have to keep renew your passion. And passion doesn't necessarily mean your interest. Passion can be your achievement. Like when I was my first year working in 2018, of course my passion is to be to prove my skill. Then in 2019, I put a 2019 you put a target that you want to maybe get one project into construction. And 2020, I put another target. So that's how I keep my passion burn. So it's not really a passion anymore. It's just an achievement. Yeah. So now I have another achievement as a landscape architect. So I cannot achieve it if I'm not a landscape architect. I have to be a landscape architect. That's why I still choose this profession. Yeah.
So if you are not landscape architect, what will you be?
What would I be? Okay. I see myself if I'm not a landscape architect, I would be somehow working from home remotely because I think I'm good working from home. I'll be someone that working from home, maybe working in industry that I'm specialized in something, maybe data specialist, maybe I don't know. It can be any industry, but something that gives analysis and providing information because I think I'm quite good in doing that.
So do you have a target when do you want to quit being landscape architect?
Do you have a target? I think my max will be 40 years old because to be frank, as a woman and I'm also married, okay, I don't think I want to looking at my directors, looking at the people that I met during my work experience. I don't think it's best to be it's best how do I put it nicely? I don't think I want to work as someone higher in this industry because when you are in someone higher, you will have a bigger responsibility. Because but I also a very family person. I think my responsibility is for my family as well. So yes, until 40, then I will use my skill for something else, maybe for advise people instead of as a consultant or an architect.
Okay. So What do you think the potential and challenges being the landscape architect?
Challenges and what again, Lisa?
Challenges and potential.
Potential in being landscape architect.
Mm-hmm.
The potential of being landscape architect. I think the potential is you get to understand the whole development of the country, in fact. So the potential is, I think, being in this profession, you get to get a bigger picture. Like, crisis in economy. From this profession, you can understand the crisis of economy, you can understand the crisis of development of the country. That's the potential, and you can go further than that. You can grow than just being a merely landscape architect in one company. You can go further if you are very into it. Then the challenges, I think, like I said, the bigger you target, the bigger is your responsibility. So the challenge is where you draw the line between your profession and yourself. Yeah, because being in this industry, you cannot have a limit. You call it 9 to 5 work, but you cannot call it 9 to 5 work. You have to always be on ready for the client and things.
Yes. So we almost done with our sharing session. So can you tell what are your aspirations towards the future graduates of landscape architecture?
I think for the future generation, I just hope that, to be honest, of course, I hope that they will do this work for themselves. Okay, not like, lah, in when we study, we think that, oh, we want to give a better landscape to Malaysia. Don't do that. Just work this for yourself. Like, put target on you. Don't work to prove something to people. Work to prove something to yourself. Like, you're good at it, you want to be better at your work. I think that's how you will not be burned out. Because if you try to please someone or try to give a better job for someone, when someday you didn't manage to fulfill it, you will feel burned out, you will feel down. So try to work for yourself. And again, if you don't have the heart to work for it, start early. Go find something else that you think is better for you. Because I've seen the case that people work just for the sake of working, because being like me, 4 years into landscape architect, it's hard for you to change profession already. So if you think that you from the start you cannot do it, I'm not trying to dispirited you, but whatever that you learn in degree, you will use it in other place as well. Trust me. Like, even if you work as a freelance artist, something, you
Like
use
senior
the
job.
yeah, you use your skill that you learn in degree. You use your PR skill, communication skill, you use your coloring skill you learn. Actually, whatever that you work in the future, you are using the skill that you learn in degree. So don't worry to change your profession, as long as you use whatever that you learn. Don't throw away your knowledge. That's the two piece of advice for me.
That's a very good advice. So what are some career that close to landscape architect? Maybe not architect lah. Maybe close to landscape architect.
You mean for me or other career yang I boleh suggest near to the landscape architect?
Yes, suggestion.
Arborist.
Okay.
Horticulturist. Yeah, I think actually arborist and horticulturist is quite high demanding as well.
Oh, okay. So last but not least, last question. It's a very simple and random question. I would like to hear about your thoughts. So what do you think is special about landscape architecture compared to any other built environment department? Like maybe if I want to promote this course to the juniors, what would I say to them if I want them to take this course instead of being in Arki or AD?
Okay, one thing is you will get to visit nice places a lot. That's all.
Oh, really?
Lah,
Okay.
but COVID. Yeah, if COVID, yeah lah. Tapi if you when you start working like me, you will visit nice places. You will meet a lot of different people, and that will help you a lot in your life, not just in your work. Yep, you will meet, but you will meet. If you be architect, you will stress out because you will be dealing the project from A to Z. But being a landscape architect, usually it's quite more enjoyable for me lah. And you will be visiting here and there. If you're an outdoor person, it will be nice. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all for our sharing session today. So before we end, I would like to say thank you very much to Sister Shafiqah Musbah for this sharing session. So you being as one of our memorable seniors, you actually do inspire me to look up for and do my work better. So I also hope that you can have that passion to continue being landscape architect.
Okay, sure.
So okay, that's all.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Afika, for inviting me for this session. I hope you will strive well and have a very memorable few moments of degree, and may you achieve a good graduation later on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Thank you.